Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First and foremost, I would like to sincerely thank the authorities and the organizers of this forum, which is held to help to find a way out for the oppressed people of Afghanistan during the current crisis. For more than 4 decades, Afghanistan has been burning in the fire of war. During this long time, the oppressed Muslim and the resilient people of Afghanistan have not embraced the peace and happiness. It's been 43 years that the Afghan people experienced massacre, destruction, displacement, looting of assets, brain drain, occupation, aggression, and intervention of some certain countries. They have seen weddings turn into mourning. Mosques and places of worship were the terrorist targets, which have been turned into dust. During the last 20 years, the U.S. occupiers, clinging to the flimsy pretexts of combating terrorism, promoted the propaganda of peace, stability, security, and flourishing in Afghanistan using their beautiful weapons. Yet, what the noble and zealous people of Afghanistan experienced was nothing but the destruction of their homes, killing of their children and youth, the destruction of their property, and the loss of their meager assets, homelessness, and displacement. However, the occupiers had no choice but to flee in the face of the resistance of this nation, leaving ruins, and created the public hatred among the people. The oppressed nation taught a good lesson to the aggressors. The nation wins. Like the victory against the previous aggressors, the enemy was defeated, but the escape of the occupiers is not the end. The occupation has again targeted the people and the asset of this oppressed nation, and by targeting the mosques and massacres of the defenseless people, the aggressors are stepping on the footprints of the previous aggressors. All the aggressors are responsible for the crime, and they must be held accountable. Justice will come to them one day. The occupier is gone, but the evil of the occupier continues in another way. Therefore, everyone is responsible to help the people and the rulers of Afghanistan today to get rid of this critical situation. A new wave of displacement has begun with the onset of the cold season. Medication and medical equipment are in a tight spot. Unfortunately, we are witnessing the growth of terrorists, including ISIS, in Afghanistan every day. This situation increases everyone's duty. Terrorists today have no boundaries. Insecurity, instability, and the spread of terrorism in the region and the world causes a new wave of displacement to the neighboring and distant country. We should acknowledge that the stability and security of the region and international community depends on the stability and security of countries like Afghanistan. Although the rulers of Kabul today are responsible for the security of Afghan citizens and shall secure the border security of their neighbors, since terrorism is imported, everyone should help Afghanistan to solve this crisis. Furthermore, in the current situation, humanitarian aid should flow to Afghanistan from everywhere. Trade and economic activity with Afghanistan should flourish. Borders should be reopened and humanitarian aid should enter Afghanistan to heal some part of people's problem. The Islamic Republic of Iran is proud to have hosted more than 3.5 million Afghan refugees over the past 43 years who have been treated like its own citizens and always stands with the oppressed people of Afghanistan in the most difficult conditions. Today, the 12th shipment of humanitarian aid has arrived in Kabul from Iran. But what I will mention in the end is the real way out of the current crisis in Afghanistan, the unity of these people, and the formation of an inclusive government, involvement of every single person in bringing to justice, encouraging partners to develop economic cooperation and participation in reconstruction and continuing the humanitarian aid are the most paramount factors. Afghanistan is a rich country, yet some certain countries did not allow Afghanistan to benefit from this richness. We have to help Afghanistan to be safe and away from intervention, occupation, and terrorism, as well to have a democratic government. In the end, I supplicate to Allah the Almighty for the success of this meeting and the success of everyone. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.